Hi there, and welcome to Celeb Hut. Well, it seems to be Tiffany Haddish is by all accounts triumphing ultimately with regards to her abhorring a common relationship with Jennifer Hudson, in light of the fact that purportedly Jennifer just unloaded Common in the most chaotic and humiliating manner conceivable. Now you all have the skill. Jennifer Hudson and Common have been a thing for around 2 years. Presently, right? Well, it seems as though Common just got played by Jennifer, in light of the fact that the roads are currently saying that he proposed to Jennifer, and she hit him with the huge no, and afterward smashed his little heart under her boots. Well, Tiffany isn't feeling terrible for Common by any stretch of the imagination. As a matter of fact, she's been taunting him and tossing some gigantic shade at him on the off chance that you all believe that Tiffany was muddled before, well, she just opened a few new degrees of frivolity. She prepared you all. It seems as though Tiffany she could have hex remark or something since he just got unloaded by Jennifer Hudson. Tiffany has been transparently detesting the relationship from the very beginning, and it appears as though nothing has changed, young lady. He never gave me any damn hoops. He presumably gave those to Jennifer. Tiffany Common dated for about a year or so from 2020 to 2021 during the pandemic, and at first Common attempted to guarantee that the relationship finished on shared conditions, since the two of them had occupied plans that made it hard to keep a relationship. Once Tiffany and I got back progressing, it truly didn't consider us to invest as much time and set as much focus on our relationship. I don't think the affection truly scattered. I simply think it was very much like we weren't taking care of a relationship anyway. Tiffany guaranteed that Common had walloped her with the separation, saying it was the best and the funnest relationship I at any point had. It's where I felt most secure out of the multitude of connections I've at any point had. The separation wasn't shared. It was more him saying, I think this relationship has run this course and I resembled. Okay, you going to be a 50-year-old single man. Okay, she likewise guaranteed that Common had responsibility issues, saying he may be the sort of individual that never truly settles with someone. Perhaps he resembles. You realize like a beet going from one bloom to another to blossom. I don't realize I wish her only bliss and satisfaction. Yet when Com began dating Jennifer Hudson, things looked extremely encouraging, and there were reports that he was at that point very focused on Jennifer, more serious than ever with different ladies that he had been with, even renowned ladies in the business. He Common has somewhat of a standing for being somewhat hang of a player in the business, cause he's bringing a few superstar women down Kaji P. Hint and Eric K. do Serena Angela ride, and a large group of different females anyway. It seems as though the player just got played on the grounds that new reports have it that Jennifer is re-examining the relationship and could possibly have dumped him, and Common isn't dealing with it, well, by any stretch of the imagination. And she is letting, she's not going, okay, allowed me to take you all back to when I initially began dating on the grounds that Jennifer was genuinely attempting to conceal the relationship toward the beginning. They met on the arrangement of a film breed Spears quickly flew between them. An inside source spilled the tea about the maturing sentiment, saying, they've known one another for a really long time. Things took a heartfelt turn while they were recording in Philadelphia over the mid-year. When the day's shoot wrapped, they'd continuously find their approach to one another's ID. Now Jennifer is known to be exceptionally confidential about her connections, so she rejected that they were together and recounted the old story of how they were companions and yakety-yak individuals make their accounts of it. We shot a film together and he played my spouse. We got to eat it between those minutes. Right, Jennifer? Yes, that obviously was a huge falsehood, since they were spotted on dates even after the recording cut off the friendship, kept on getting more grounded. And remark went the entire way to London for the debut of her melodic EST Bizarre Circle. It was unmistakable that everyone who saw them at the debut that there were a thing, and one of those participants said there has been hypothesis for quite a long time with respect to whether they are together, yet the way that they've ventured out the entire way to London together shows they're a lot of a thing. They showed up to the show independently to keep away from any disturbance, yet away from meddlesome eyes. They were a lot of in one another's organization, so they kept on acting all shy about their relationship. However, they at last told the truth while he was a visitor on her show several months prior, and they at last conceded that they were together for over a time of playing Find the Stowaway Are You Dating Anybody? So yes, and I'm seeing someone that is, perhaps, of the most gorgeous individual I at any point met throughout everyday life, and she's brilliant, she cherishes God, she has something genuine, sensible, about her, she's gifted, however, Yet I said I set my standards sorta high, 'cause she needed to have an EGOT. She needed to win Oscar on her most memorable film. I said my Standhouse. She needed to get her own syndicated program. Gracious! All right. Now, like I said, Jennifer is extremely confidential about her relationship, so the way that she was able to open up to the world about her relationship sort of caused us to feel like their relationship was more grounded than at any other time, and that they were extremely strong. Common, obviously, likewise thought exactly the same thing on the grounds that, as per new reports, he proposed to her. Yet she absolutely turned him down since she was terrified about his Playboy pass, particularly in light of the fact that she has been scorched by affection before. In the past now, for those of you who don't know or didn't recollect, Jennifer used to be in major areas of strength with the man named David Unga for quite some time. Yes, you all this is a say. Millar David Unga, that was pursuing New York, yes. Flavor Flav's in New York. I love New York. No doubt he was on that show. However, despite the fact that things with them got going as a fantasy sentiment, it immediately went bad, and the police even got involved sooner or later. They started going back in 2007, and things moved pretty quick from that point, and in practically no time in September 2008, on Jennifer's 27th birthday celebration, David saw about tying the knot, and they seemed to be the ideal couple, or so we thought. Sadly, misfortune struck presently after Jennifer said, okay, only half a month after the fact, her brother by marriage ended the existences of her mother, sibling, and nephew. It was an outright bad dream. However, Jennifer had David close by all through it all. He was her stone, generally there to offer a shoulder for her to cry on. Yet later that very year, Jennifer declared that she was pregnant, and in 2009 their child David Jr. showed up, and abruptly they had this awesome little family. However, skirt ahead to 2010, and they've been locked in for north of 2 years. Normally, individuals began pondering when the eagerly awaited day would at long last come, and there were bits of hearsay zooming around that they were wanting to secure the bunch that year. However, at that point anything occurred, and the quietness delayed for one more, an additional 2 years. By 2012, hypothesis was at an unequaled high that things were going abandon the scenes. However, 2014 still, there wasn't any report about them pursue. Ding intended to be hitched, and bits of hearsay got more grounded that things had changed between them. So by 2017, they couldn't keep up the veneer any longer. Lastly, confessed about their split. Looking back, there were a few signs that recommended that David probably won't be the man that Jennifer thought he resembled. Jennifer alluded to him being unreliable. She referenced how David wasn't precisely excited about her shedding pounds and up in her glitz group, which looking back ought to have been quite an enormous warning. Jennifer visited the Jay Leno show where she was asked, does your life partner's thought process? Does he like the new swell to you? Jennifer answered, he's getting acclimated to it. He's not actually into change that much, so he whines at me like, for what reason do you need to get looking sharp to go out? Furthermore, for what reason might you at any point go out like you used to? And I'm similar to, I'm a mobile bilbuoy. Now, honey, now, after the separation, things deteriorated among Jennifer and David. Hey! And she guaranteed that there was DV engaged with the relationship. She blamed David for getting forceful with her multiple times, particularly when the relationship begun to decline. She likewise blamed him for being very envious to the mark of suspicion. David then, at that point, emerged with charges of his own, blaming Jennifer for going behind his back with different men in the business. It got so chaotic that he even utilized their child to keep an eye on Jennifer. And Jennifer related this one tie. Me when she had their child with her at the studio, and David supposedly inspired him to record her, persuaded that she was getting hot with one of her makers. Jennifer likewise expressed that David purportedly told the kid, don't let your mother's sweetheart Eeping contact you. Jennifer additionally asserted that David would send her alarming messages. When she was at the studio, she got terrified enough that she called for security, dreading he could appear at the studio and create problems. Yet fortunately, he purportedly didn't. However, the show didn't end there. When she returned home, she guaranteed that he was hanging tight for herself and things got warmed up. Apparently, he got physical getting their child and hauling her around. What's more, this was certainly not a beautiful picture, without a doubt yet again. David had an entirely unexpected story to tell, and he blamed Jennifer for contorting what is going on to get to enjoy, feel sorry for, and a sense of understanding from the public, particularly in view of her and in an explanation to TMZ. His legal counselor said that he denies every single claim Hudson has made against him. And that never did. Mr. Alunga truly pushed Miss Hudson as she claimed he contended that his dissatisfaction with Jennifer originated from what she was doing, what he saw to be a pie. ECE foolish with their child. As indicated by him, Jennifer thought keeping her child at a recording studio until the cool hours of the weeknight was all he needed to get the little one wrapped up in bed on time so he'd be ready for school the following day. Subscribe Celeb Hut for more videos.